JC here again for retirecheap.asia. Now, I know, I'm always around cities, you know, and so that's where I spend a lot of my time because of the infrastructure. So it makes it easier for me to be able to do videos, send videos to you and everything. But I've got beach in my blood, all right? Coming from the Gulf Coast of the United States, I really appreciate being around the water. Now, I went to do some videos about living around an island or around beaches, but we had a problem. The problem was that I did it during Songkran, or around the Songkran holidays. Now, around Songkran, it's impossible to get transportation, to get rooms, everything like that. So I tried really hard, couldn't get any rooms. All the hotels were booked up solid. So I said, okay, I'm going to take a little hiatus, and then I'm going to go back to the beaches. Well, guess what? It's time to go back to the beaches. So I'm going to show you what it's going to cost to live on an island. The particular place I'm going to go first is called Koh Chang. Koh Chang means the elephant island, or island that looks like an elephant. So we're going to go to Koh Chang. There's some surrounding islands I'm not sure if I'm going to get to or not, but we're going to check out what it would cost to go live there. And so remember, when it comes to living on the beach, there's always an option. Hey, JC here. Well, we're off to Koh Chang. Man, if you're going from Bangkok, it's going to be about a 6-hour minivan drive. If you're going from Pattaya, it's going to take you about 4 hours. Now, the difference in price between taking a personal limousine or a van, it's going to be about 2,200 baht to take one all by yourself. If you're going to go with a tour, it's going to cost you about 680 baht, and that would include the ferry ride over as well. So you can see the disparity in price. Now the difference is if you're by yourself in the van, well, you can tell the person to turn off the disco music, maybe change the music. Or if you're by yourself in the van and you see the driver's getting a little bit sleepy, you can tell him you need to use the bathroom and go buy about 6 Red Bulls for him. Keep the guy awake. But no matter which one you take, the guys are going to be driving like race car drivers. They think they're the Andrettis or something. So either way, it's going to be probably an adventure getting to the ferry. But like I said, it's about 4 hours from Pattaya and about 6 hours from Bangkok. So keep that in mind. That includes the ferry trip over. So we're headed over now to Koh Chang. You can see Koh Chang in the background. It's going to take about 45 minutes to get there. And now, always remember, when you're going to do something like this and you're going to go find, maybe look around for a place to live, you need a base of operations. So always make sure that before you go, you book a room somewhere for a few days so you get your sea legs, so to speak, and you have a base camp so you can go out and look for places to stay. So when we get to Koh Chang, I'm going to go ahead and rent a motorbike, get to our base of operations, and then start scouting around. So come on with us, and we're off to Koh Chang. So, we're on Koh Chang. We're officially island people now. So we're on Koh Chang. Now, you can't rent a motorcycle right at the ferry. So you got to take a taxi. So they have song taus to take you different places. Now, the closest place to rent a motorbike would be Sai Khao Beach, White Sand Beach. So you got to take a taxi to get to Sai Khao Beach, a song tao. And it's going to cost you about 50 baht. So that's what you got to do. So you got to get on the song tao. Now, I was already on a song tao. and they said it was too full, or they were going a different way, so they said get off and get on another one. So I got on another one. Then they said instead of it being 50 baht, it's going to be 100 baht. So instead of paying 100 baht, we're going to wait, you know, for it to fill up. I guess they were going to charge more because it wasn't full. So anyway, but there's a sign on the side that says if it's an impolite driver, please call this number. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe the company will get a call. But anyway, we're in Koh Chang and White Sand Beach. So, and remember a couple things about the ferry. When you get on the ferry, if you're coming with your own vehicle, you can bring your vehicle on the ferry. But there's only about 30 vehicles per ferry, so you got to get in a queue. So make sure you get in early and get in the queue if you got your vehicle. So once we got here, we're off the ferry. We're waiting for the Song Tao to take us into the closest town where we can rent a motorbike. Now, from what I understand, a motorbike is going to cost about 150 baht a day. So you can see it at 50 baht or 100 baht for a Song Tao ride. It's more economical to rent the motorbike. But remember, on the motorbike, you're not going to have a lot of room for luggage, so pack light, okay? So we're waiting for the Song Tao to fill up, and then we're headed off to Sai Khao Beach. So, see you at Sai Khao, White Sand Beach. Well, guess what? I'm on a beach. Wow, feels good to be back on a beach again. So, when you head south, if you're living in the north, or you're traveling up in the north and then you head south, the first thing that's going to hit you like a brick wall is going to be the humidity, the change of humidity. It's much drier in the north than it is in the south. So as soon as you get down in the south, the first thing you're going to notice is the increase in humidity. So you're going to feel a lot hotter than usual. It'd be like going from not Colorado to Florida, but from somewhere to Florida where the humidity is really high. So anyway, but I'm at the beach, so the first order of business once you get here is to get settled. So checked into the bungalow, turned on the air conditioning, and while it's cooling off, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go swimming and cool off. And then we'll look for some dinner, chill out, do a little work, keep in touch with y'all. And then tomorrow we're going to set out and start looking for how much things cost. We want to know how much a motorbike would cost per month. We want to know where we can find a room, preferably with air conditioning on a monthly rate, preferably where Thais would be renting, not where foreigners would be renting. What else are we going to look for? Laundry. We're going to look for all the infrastructure we need to actually settle into a place like this. Now, coming in to through Koh Chang, I saw a lot of places that were for rent that were, for rooms on nightly rate that was less than what we paid. So already I can see where we could start budgeting. But we need to find a good place to eat. We're dug into our bungalow for 3 nights, and we're going to start scouting around. So I'm going to go swimming and be back maybe tonight. I'll have some things to tell you. But for now, JC out. Now check out this view, and you're going to see why I like it. It's hard to see through the camera, but let me zoom here and see if I can hold it steady so you can see. I'm actually waist deep in the water, so it's hard with the waves, but so you can see it. I wouldn't say Koh Chang is mountainous, but it's hilly. And so as you look across some places and you see these big hills in the background, it actually reminds me of sitting on coves in Hawaii and looking across and seeing the mountains. Very, very nice. And swimming, oh my God, I think I reset my DNA. I'm a water boy, having lived on boats. Boy, I miss this. Very nice. And as you can see, the beach that we're at now, there's some bungalows, some small little guest houses. The biggest hotel here as you can see, there's not a lot of development on this beach that I'm at. That's the biggest development right there, is that hotel. Some bungalows and guest houses, but pretty much it's really quaint. Very nice. Okay, so I got a place for you to stay if you're on the south end of Koh Chang Island on the west side. So there's an east side and a west side of Koh Chang. Most people stay on the west side of the island, and we're now at the southern end of the west side of the island. It's near a local fishing village that actually all the people's homes are on stilts over the water, which has now become sort of a tourist attraction, so it's something to see as well if you're here. But a place I want to recommend for you to stay is Balan Bay Resort bungalows. Now these are really cool bungalows. They're perched up on the side of a hill, and they're not that expensive, but the ambiance is really good, and it's sort of like there's not much beyond this, so there's not a lot of traffic, whereas if you're more in the middle of the island, you can get a lot of traffic going back and forth. So let me tell you what the prices are for these, and I'll be showing you a room as well while I'm doing this. Now, one of the things I found here is that most of the rooms that I've looked at don't have air conditioning because it is hot during the day. I don't know if you can see me sweating, but it is hot during the day. But most rooms just have fans, and then at night it cools off because of the wind coming off the water. So nights are very pleasant. But anyway, for a fan bungalow, bungalow with a fan, it's 700 baht in high season and 400 baht in low season. Now if you want to stay for a month, it's going to be 8,000 baht. If you want an air-conditioned bungalow, it's 900 baht a night. Drops to 700 baht in low season, and it's 13,000 baht for a month. So if you're looking for some place that you want to chill out, sit up on a deck overlooking the water, now the beach here, I'll show you the beach. It's pretty rocky, and at low tide there's a lot of rocks. So it's probably not a beach that you'd be running down and jumping in and going swimming. At high tide you'd probably be able to swim out over the small rocks on the bottom. But I'll show you what the rooms look like, show you what the view looks like, and but if you're in Koh Chang and you're looking for a bungalow you want to hang out and with a good view, I recommend this place. Okay, so we have this cute little bungalow here with 2 beds put together up on an elevated platform, and we got a tiled bathroom. And it's got a little natural shower stall here, made with natural stones and stuff, with some flow-through ventilation. But the key to this, this one actually too has air conditioning, which makes a big difference, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But the key to this, and what makes it spectacular, is you walk out your door and you have this view. Now, right now it's low tide, as you can see. So you wouldn't be able to swim out at this beach. You'd have great views, great breezes coming off the water, and at night it would probably be real nice, but you'd probably have to go to another beach if you wanted to actually swim. But the views are incredible here, and bungalows are cute. So you can see these bungalows are tucked away. So I'm actually from the sea view, you can barely see them, tucked away up in the side of the hill. So as you can see, Balan Bay Resort is a nice place to stay. I recommend it. The bungalows are really cute. It's situated on the end of the island, so from the ferry it's sort of a long distance, so you're going to need transportation to get around the island. But if you want to be secluded, this is a great place to stay. Now, one thing about the room I want to mention, the room that I just showed you had air conditioning. This is important because almost every room that I've actually gone in to look at that doesn't have air has a musty smell to it, and the reason is because you're sitting right on the ocean here, and the sea, and you know, they don't get a chance to dry out, where the rooms that have air are always getting that moisture evaporated out of them. So this is real important. If you're looking for a room, you might have to put up with a musty smell if you're one of those people who don't like air or looking for a Category 1 budget and trying to keep the price real low, because a lot of places don't have air on Koh Chang because there's such a great sea breeze, especially at night. So I recommend Bailan Resort, Beach Resort, as a place to stay when you're in Koh Chang.